Are you looking to boost your internet capabilities throughout your house? The Zyxel pass-through Ethernet adapter is a great addition for any home console or PC looking to get any extra internet speeds. Affiliate link below. Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Matt Jarbo. This is $3 Theater, and this is a bit of news that many people heard about a couple months ago, but now it's solidified as fact. Simon Kinberg, the Joss Whedon of the Marvel Cinematic Universe over there at Fox, so Fox's Marvel Cinematic Universe, is now confirmed to be taking over the directorial duties for X-Men Dark Phoenix. Now, we know that X-Men is in a weird place right now. We know that 20th Century Fox wants to continue the franchise. They know that Deadpool's success and Logan's success are all basically tied to the fact that they allowed the filmmakers to go off and not be overproduced. And we know that X-Men Apocalypse failed to connect with the larger audience, and there's been numerous reports as to what happened. Some people think that Bryan Singer lost control of the film to Simon Kinberg. Kinberg, being the exec producer, came on in and overtook it by doing second unit directing work, which he did do quite a bit of that on the film, as well as kind of like having too much to say and what went down to the final cut. And I don't know how much of that is true. All I know is, looking on the Internet Movie Database, Simon Kinberg did direct a bit of the second unit, and that's about all we know. So he's an untested, in terms of feature films, director. He's a producer and a writer, having written X-Men First Class having written X-Men Days of Future Past, X-Men Apocalypse, Fantastic Four, I believe. He is very much heavily involved with Star Wars over at Disney in terms of the Rebels TV show. And so he's got his hands in multiple different pies, and now he's going to be handling the next trilogy of films in the First Class series. And this is both cool and not cool. I want to see what happens with X-Men Dark Phoenix. It takes place this time around in the early 1990s, moving away from the mid-1980s that we saw in X-Men Apocalypse, and also still using the new cast that came on in, with Sophie Turner still remaining the role as Jean Grey. But not only that, you've got Jennifer Lawrence, James McAvoy, and Michael Fassbender are coming back in as Mystique, Professor X, and Magneto. And they were done with the franchise. They were done with the franchise after Apocalypse last year. So the question is, what changed? What brought them to come back? And it has to be extremely lucrative contract deals in order to do it. Most likely Mystique spin-off film, Magneto spin-off film, and promises of something else that's going to entice them to stick around in these particular contracts. I mean, obviously, the name of the game here is money, but seeing what they do with it is going to be very interesting. And this also there's also been some other questions raised about this. Simon Kinberg, his involvement with Fantastic Four and how much that crashed and burned. Granted, he's the one who supposedly vetted Josh Trank, pushed him up there, propped him up over to the guys at Lucas in order to have him direct the Boba Fett film and have that crash and burn out as well. We don't quite know what his plans are here. Now, here's the thing. I kind of mentioned this yesterday when I was talking about Kevin Feige and his goal to want to get all the Marvel characters back under one roof. I've previously suggested that Sony is going to sell Columbia in Sony Pictures to Marvel probably sometime in the next year or so, given how bad they're doing financially. Fox is not that bad, so Fox is not going to probably do that kind of stuff. But right now, we do know that there is a deal for The Gifted, which is a co-production between Marvel TV and 20th Century Fox it's not connected to the MCU, but it's definitely a cross-production. We know that they want to do New Mutants, which is more of a standalone horror film, Dark Phoenix, Deadpool 2, if Gambit ever comes out, we don't know yet. But what I'm thinking is this. I'm thinking that tying in the Fox's movies to the Marvel movies may not be out of the question. And I think it all has to do with how Spider-Man Homecoming does. Simon Kinberg is the kind of guy this is my take on it, and I could be totally wrong, but this is kind of what my gut's telling me here. He's that bridge between worlds. He's the bridge between Fox and between Disney. And since Kevin Feige wants the X-Men characters back in the MCU, and they're hesitant to recast Wolverine at this point in time, okay, and that might be a thing for a while. They don't want to kind of lessen the impact of Logan, so they might be waiting until a deal can be made to bring over X-Men into the Marvel Cinematic Universe and then just recast Wolverine from there. And that could be something. It could absolutely be something. Will it happen now? Probably not. Won't happen. Honest guess, 2020 was when it might happen, if we even hear about it before then. And the reason why I say 2020 is because Dark Phoenix probably won't release until 2019, because if they start shooting it this year, it won't be out until then. New Mutants comes out next year. Deadpool 2 is next year. And so they're going to want to wait to see how this one does and how the other ones do in order to see if a deal with Marvel is going to be fruitful for them. And if this movie, if X-Men Dark Phoenix fails to connect in the same way that X-Men Apocalypse did, Fox may not have a choice but to find a way to work with Marvel as a way to continue going with their franchise in order to see it to be still profitable and popular, because they are in a kind of a weird place where their primary core X-Men stuff is not doing as well as it used to, but their single standalone films that are R-rated and very, very, very character-driven are doing exceptionally well. If I were Fox, what I would focus on right now is not Dark Phoenix, right? But I would work on more of those singular films. New Mutants is one that seems interesting enough due to the fact that, like I said before, it's more like a horror film. The younger mutants are going to have to try to get themselves out of a facility trapped with horrors and stuff and deal with their own powers. So it's more of on a personal level that film is coming along. But it's not to the same vein as Logan or Deadpool. So again, back to Simon Kinberg, we'll have to wait and see what happens with this. But I have a feeling, and my feeling is that he'll do okay, but other people have speculated that he's going to crash and burn Dark Phoenix in order to make that deal with Marvel happen. And you know what? That could be the case too. We have no idea until the movie comes out. Like I said, we probably won't know anything until I'll just take a guess right now and say Comic-Con 2019 will be the first time we probably hear about it. And this will probably also have to do with how well Sony's standalone films are going to do. So yeah, it's going to be very interesting in the next couple of years as Marvel continues to go up and everyone else kind of continues to plateau to see how they want to tie in to the tentpole that won't see a drop and have it connect. So anyway, what do you guys think about this? Do you think Kinberg would be a good director for this? Do you think he has the experience necessary to pull something like this off? Do you think that it's going to crash and burn like Fantastic Four or Fan Four Stick, really? And these are things I'm curious to know about. Let me know in the comments. I'll talk to you guys later. My name is Matt Jarbo. This has been $3 Theater. Have yourself a great day. Peace out.